that gives them the opportunity to hit those long shots like Maybury has been doing and the like. But Bendigo's going to have to stop their transition game today.
Round 9, Saturday afternoon action. The Lynx and the Spirit from Selkirk Stadium in Ballarat. Trying to keep the defence one step behind. This is Chebatoni. Scherf, Whitcomb. 3. That went through about 6 pairs of hands.
It did, and that's what they're good at. First play where she hit that 3. We haven't really seen... Oh, that was a great job by the... They're going to have someone at the top of the scorer's board that's different. Nice ball movement from them, and nice to see Sammy hit one early.
Long 2 for Garrick is good. Good start for Maddie Garrick. Back in action. Hasn't been a great shooting year for her so far, so if she can get hot this afternoon, that'll be enormous for Bendigo's chances. Young, slick to Scherf.
You know, defensively, Bendigo are probably lacking in that area. So it'll be interesting to see how Bendigo adjusts. And right now, I think they've done a great job.
Wilson for 3. Long-range shooting's been a bit streaky at times for Bendigo if they can get those to drop.
But they've missed really easy looks, 3 in total. And defensively, again, they're lacking for me. So we'll have to change early in this first quarter to continue the great run that they've had thus far in the season.
Great start for Bendigo. They're up by 4 early. Scherf, the long shot, the long 2. She makes it.
Player and very hard to stop.
That's it, courtside. Here's Megan.
Alex Sharp into...
Opportunity to get a few more minutes, Megan. She was averaging about 30 a game last season, but now with all these other stars arriving, she's down to about 16 a game. So a chance for Alex to get some court time and Annalie Maley.
It's like the analogy, nice little inside-outside move from Sammy Whitcomb. Very smooth, but going back to Annalie Maley, it's the analogy or the cliche. It's not the size of the dog, it's the size of the heart of the dog in the fight. And I was like, who is this kid? She was, you know, dominating, cleaning up the boards. She's undersized, which is absolutely phenomenal for her.
And that's a side of her game that's really improved, that offensive output. She's always been really strong defensively and strong doing the physical stuff. Lovely little floater there from Tessa Levy. Another youngster who'll get a bit more court time today without Maybury out there. Whitcomb tracks a crowd, dishes to Garvin, and she finishes. Garvin with the board. Sets up, wants to take on McLean, gets some support D from Garrick, but she just shoots straight over the top of it.
Who's averaging 22 points, that we're going to see probably Sammy Whitcomb have a bit more impact in this game, and she's doing that with all class in this first quarter.
She's feeling it early, Sammy Whitcomb. Whitcomb brings it down the floor again. Once again, it's McLean with the job guarding her. Here's Young for the long 2, makes it and 1. Maley gets to the arc. Wants to share it around. Wilson wants to drive. Kicks it out. Goulding hits the long 2 rather. Here's Whitcomb. Long ball, aggressive ball to Young. And a comfortable 2 there for Perth to grab some momentum back. Sharp brings it back down court for the Lynx, off to Eisenbarger. Young moving smoothly once again and finishing as well.
In wanting her to shoot that long ball, because we haven't seen her drain it a lot from 3 compared to Maybury, the other import signing that they have.
Goulding, Levy. Long range shot is good. Mainly off to Levy. Once again, Tessa from long range.
Oh, yes! If you don't mind, obviously travelling in the car.
A chance now for Bendigo to close even closer. Last 15 seconds of the term, Wilson kicks it out. Now for 3 to tie it up. Height of Garvin telling there. And Scherf, quick release. They've got the 2-on-1, and it's Young who makes that long range 2 you spoke of, Jenny. Just so smooth. Off to Burrows. Garvin inside to Scherf. Wants to use her size on McKay. Spreads it to Gandini. Thought about following the shot in, but it was good.
The ability to improvise and adapt like this team has, and work around someone like that, because she wouldn't be on the big bucks like the Sammy Whitcombs and the Jackie Young, as we see, getting a nice little layup back cut there.
Whitcomb calls for Scherf to come to her. Burrows to one side, Garvin the other, inside to Scherf, out to Whitcomb. Lovely ball movement from the Lynx. Doesn't drop for the Lynx. Wilson, can she accelerate and push the pace? She's got options forward the ball, and Skinner delivers. Whitcomb cruises down the floor, gets the screen from Eisenbarger, takes on Bogue, and finishes.
I was about to say tough D then.
Here comes the smooth moving Young once again, just glides across the floor. Guarded by Skinner, they switch over now, and Garrick takes the defensive job, and Young just pops one over the top. Lovely find from Levy. Bogue all alone under the hoop. Lynx get it into their front half. Chippertoni wants to take on Garrick. Scherf sets up for three.
And that's tough. It looked like...
Finished the first term so strong, the Spirit. They need to do that again here. Garrick, she sets up for the response.
I'm telling you, these rims are making these girls.
Scraps on every play. Here's Whitcomb enjoying a really good first half. She's up to 14 points. Enjoying a few more offensive looks without Maybury there. And there's another two. 5 for 6, 16 points. Chippertoni, sharp, and she's a sharpshooter as well, Alex Sharp. Not only about basketball, but about life. You can find more information at AussieHoops.basketball. Finder program registrations now open as we start the second half. We start with a Megan McKay 3. So she just caught them napping at the start of the second half. McKay off to Garrick. Now she goes for the long-range shot.
Whoa!
Perfect start here for Bendigo.
That minute and a half we saw at the first quarter, they went 3 triples in a row. And now we've gone from 14 points back to 8.
Young to settle things down. Garrick sets her feet. Wilson calls for it. Another fine long-range shooter. Great start to the third term for the Spirit.
Like Lauren Scherf, but it's a defensive end like that. Yet again, that's their 20th point in the paint. They're not owning the paint, whether it be through...
That's the template. Just stay at it for 4 quarters. Relentless pressure. Whitcomb wants to take on Levy. Does it well.
You wanted Sammy Whitcomb coming over those screens. She's too quick and too explosive on her left hand to exploit you baseline in those scenarios.
Nice. Whitcomb kicks it out. Young, Chippertoni. Scherf puts it on the floor, goes herself. And that's the potential of Lauren Scherf.
For Lauren Scherf, and she'll be able to go to that next level. But right now, Bendigo have got to find something within on that defensive end.
Again, too easy for Whitcomb to get to the rack.
We've seen Megan McKay coming up with a nice steal for Bendigo. But, you know, the opportunity's there, and why didn't she not take it?
Wilson, long three is good. Jackie Young, 15 points. Ankle breaker on Wilson. To Maley, to McKay. Now Garrick, guarded by Garvin. Nice screen from McKay, opens Maddie up. And she drains it. Sharp, Eisenbarger. Garvin. Eisenbarger wants to take Maley on. Well read by Wilson. One-on-one with Whitcomb. Lays it in.
But now see if they can capitalise on that little bit of momentum from that defensive stop.
Averaging 8 points a game in her first 5 games, Alex Wilson. She's up to 15 tonight. Opted out of her senior year at Washington State this year, Taya Burrows, due to COVID uncertainty, to stay at home. Here is Goulding, important three, and she makes it. Whitcomb off to Young. It was a really good third term from Bendigo. They halved their lead. Can Perth now hit the accelerator once again? Jackie Young finds it early. Push under the screen.
So we want to see the big to be able to push up their screener on the offensive side to give space for the guard to get under, as we see McKay shooting a nice little jumper in her range. I think execution on the offensive end, Perth obviously they shot the ball a little bit poorly in that third quarter and didn't have as many good looks. And then that 3 ball, they're draining it from deep. You think they're just out of touch in that 10, 12 point range, but 44% from deep, 11-25, that's what's keeping them in this game.
Young draws the foul, managed to settle late, come away with the win. So they have got that belief, Bendigo, that if they stick to it and make shots, they're never out of it.
But really nice performance. She's well above her average from 10 points for the season.
And without Leilani Mitchell, really important that the likes of Garrick and Alex Wilson all had plenty of ball in hand tonight. This time it's Levy.
Again.
Her 10th. Closing in on double-double territory again. Turnover mid-court. Chippertoni, important 2 points coming up. to Whitcomb. Sammy sitting on 23 points, had 16 at the half. Goes herself, then kicks it out. Chipatoni from the corner. Great response from Perth. Bendigo will keep on coming. Under 4 minutes. Levy, Maley adds 2. Margin back to 8.
And no one to close her out on her.
Chipatoni takes on Wilson. Garvin in the corner. Big 3, that one.
His assistant Robbins, who was a great player for Perth in his own right for the Wildcats in the NBL, and they're exciting. For me, they're the dark horse, and when they play like that, with passes like that, off pick and roll actions like that, chips coming WA's way.
Scherf lays in another 2. She's up to 15. Can they make a late run, or will Perth put this one to bed? Again, Whitcomb happy to just slow the tempo, take time off the clock. Nothing rushed. Scherf adds another 2. Perth do nothing special. It's Bendigo that have got to come up with something, and Levy comes up with 3. Can't quite make the pass, but the damage is done. They've taken the time off the clock. Levy hustles, gets to the arc, and hits another 3.
And, you know, she's had a huge one tonight.
And the Lynx continue their winning way.